it's me Amanda. In today's video I'm doing my first in a back to school series. I know that a lot of you are probably back in school already, but you'll probably still find this really helpful. So this is going to be a packing video, especially for those of you who are entering college for the very first time and who are dorming. I have some experience in a lot of different living situations while I'm in college. I'm entering my senior year of college, so my freshman year I lived in an on-campus dorm. It was a traditional double in a traditional dorm. My sophomore year I lived in an on-campus apartment, so I lived in a double, but there were 4 of us in total in the apartment. And at my junior and senior year I moved off campus and I live in a house, and there's 8 of us in here. I will talk about all of those kinds of living situations, any questions that you might have about them, but in today's video I'm talking about specifically moving into your dorm, probably for the very first time. So most freshmen, transfer students, and if you just decided to live in a dorm. I'm skipping a lot of the things that are like normal, like your toothbrush and like face wash and like all that stuff that you would already think to bring with you. Do so, and then these are just things that you probably haven't thought of or might have missed when you're packing, and I think are very helpful. Split up this video into categories. I'm going to first start with kitchen and cleaning. I think they kind of go 2 in 1 because in a dorm, I know in my freshman year dorm, I didn't have a kitchen or a communal kitchen or anything like that. Some of them do. Our university did provide us though with a microwave and a fridge. So if you do not get a mini fridge and a microwave, then please go and rent one. Please, 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 please go and rent one, because that is going to be your life. My number 1 cleaning thing that you absolutely need, if you buy nothing else you need this, are Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes, whichever you prefer. You need them because they will act as your holy grail cleaning item for everything. Next up, I have one that you might not think about. In my freshman year dorm, I had something called de-wrinkling spray. You can buy it in the travel section of like Target, and pretty much what you do is you spray down any wrinkles and you smooth it out, and they kind of just disappear. I highly recommend that if you are lazy, like I'm lazy and I use it now. Specifically in a freshman year dorm, I just think it's super easy. On that same vein, bring Tide to Go because it will save your life. I have a Tide to Go pen in every single one of my bags, and I'm a pretty messy person, so it just is a lifesaver. Sewing kit if you just need to make little fixes to any of your clothing. Air freshener because most dorms don't allow candles because open flame in a communal space, not good. Vacuum or a Swiffer, like one of those small vacuums, because my dorm room was carpeted, or Swiffer if you have like wood floors or like linoleum floors or something like that. Windex or Windex wipes if for like your mirror. Paper towels and napkins, which you can probably steal from your dining halls. Tupperware for those leftovers that you also steal from your dining halls. A dish wand specifically because I don't like sponges. It's like a handle thing and you pour soap into it and it has a little sponge on the end and you can clean with it. It's like the handiest thing in the world. And Ziploc bags if you need them for anything. Plastic cups and paper plates and plastic utensils. Really handy to have. Mugs, glasses, or jars, I have all 3. I'm a big tea drinker and a big coffee drinker, so I have a ton of mugs, and I use like mason jars for my glasses, a Brita or a water filter, a electric water boiler, but if not, then get a Keurig. You can make coffee, you can make tea, you can make cider, you can make iced things now, I believe. Instead of putting like a K-cup in it, what I would do is just use it to boil the water, and that way it saves space. I didn't need an electric kettle as well. That was kind of long. I'm gonna try to fly through this next section. It's gonna be storage and furniture. Most dorm rooms are already furnished. You get like a desk, you get a chest of drawers, some form of a closet, and maybe, well, your bed clearly and your mattress, and then like I had like a dresser, and then I had like little drawers. I would recommend getting velvet hangers because they will save your life. I know everyone says this, but they are literally the best thing you can buy, and you don't need to get the super fancy ones. Go to Ross, go to TJ Maxx, go to Costco. They're so cheap now, and they really do just save you so much space in your closet. So I recommend getting crates or baskets. I had both. If you saw my dorm room tour, which I think I'm just gonna link it in the bottom bar, I have baskets that I put on a shelf in my closet. And that helped split up like my socks and like my shoes, and stuff like that. And then I had crates on my desk that I kind of stacked on top of each other, which I used for storage. That way you just get a little bit nicer with your storage. I didn't like the plastic bins, so I didn't use a lot of them, but that's a really good option for some people if you have like a lot of other things that you want to store under your bed. Command hooks will save your life. Just buy them because you will use them for everything. If you are a poster fan, get poster putty. They don't damage your walls. They're really easy to take on and take off. Get a mattress topper because those twin XLs are not comfortable. They're not made for comfort, so definitely get a mattress topper or a mattress pad or an egg crate. Your back will thank you. And it's just that little extra something that makes it homey for yourself. Bring a duffel suitcase or travel bag. I always bring a suitcase. Pack seasonally. I can't stress it enough. Pack seasonally. It will be your best friend. So I had like a little futon in my dorm room, which act as extra seating if you had ever friends over, and it also opened up and you could like put things in it. They try to have multiple functions for your things. I highly recommend getting bed risers, and I had ones that were like 6 inches tall, and they just made some extra space on the underside of my bed. Over the door hooks and organizers, I know they make a bunch of them now that are like over the door shoe racks, over the door jewelry racks, over the door everything. So I like the just plain one with the hooks on it. I always hung my wet towels on there or my big coats on the back of my door. And that's a really easy way to just save space. The infamous cubbies. Did I have cubbies? I had cubbies on the inside of my closet, the ones that like kind of hang down. And those are a really easy way to store like pants, like fold them up and stack them in these little cubbies if you don't have a dresser. Oh wait. I think I use them for shoes. Next up is health and wellness. In general, you're surrounded by a lot of people your own age, a lot of strangers from different places, and you're gonna get sick. It's inevitable, you're gonna get sick, and your freshman year, you're gonna get really sick. And I was sick my freshman year for about a month. I kept getting like 85% better, and then I would go back to like a 60, and it was just no fun. And that is pretty much because you're just surrounded by so many people in a different environment. Everyone, has different backgrounds and environments that they're used to and their immune systems are used to, so you're gonna get sick, and that's just the science of it. To preemptively counteract that or to treat it better, I would highly recommend some things. Bring vitamin C pills. They're over the counter. They're super easy to get. As soon as I feel like I'm getting sick, I immediately take a vitamin C pill, or I take this powdered drink. It's called Emergency. It's like Alka-Seltzer, where it's like bubbly, but it tastes like kind of like orange soda or like orange juice. So I highly recommend that. It's a really good way to kind of counteract the inevitable ill that you're gonna feel. You're just gonna need to bring Advil. Just bring it. I have like a huge bottle of Advil, and it has come in so handy, so handy. And I also carry like a little travel size one in my backpack. And NyQuil and Dayquil, because you're gonna get sick. It's gonna happen. NyQuil and Dayquil. I love allergy medications if you're you're chronically allergic to stuff. Bring a first aid kit or band-aids. I just got like one of those little first aid kits that you can get at the travel section of Target. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Bring dry shampoo. It is your best friend. Next up is electronics. Bring a surge protector or a power strip or whatever you want to call it. There are not gonna be that many outlets in your dorm, and you're gonna have a ton of things to power. Our dorm didn't allow like extension cords, so I had a ton of surge protectors, and they were super helpful. Bring an Ethernet cord, because unless you're super lucky, I know my university has started to switch to this. Our dorms didn't have Wi-Fi in them when I was a freshman. Now I think that they do, but back in the day they did not. And so we had huge long Ethernet cords that plugged into the wall, which were super helpful if you wanted a reliable connection. Some of my friends brought their own wireless router, and they set it up, and I mooched off of them. But you don't need to do that. Just bring an Ethernet cord. Bring a really long Ethernet cord, because it could be on the complete opposite side of the room. I would check with your university and check your dorm, your specific dorm, to see if they have Wi-Fi or if you need it, because sometimes it's just more reliable to have an Ethernet port. Speakers, if you have any form of speakers, it's always good to have. I like listening to music whenever I get ready, whenever I'm pre-gaming, whenever I'm just have friends over. Batteries in case you ever need them for any of your devices. Christmas lights are super decorative, or fairy lights, whatever you want to call them, and they just kind of make the room nicer. They also just have a really good way of lighting the entire area. My dorms didn't have overhead lighting, so we had to bring a floor lamp. I had a desk lamp. or the lighting was just really bad. So, and then I had fairy lights around my room and it made it all the more colorful and bright. So next up, I have clothing. Again, pack seasonally. I cannot stress enough to pack seasonally. You go home for Thanksgiving. Most people go home for Thanksgiving. That's when I kind of go back and get my winter stuff. So Thanksgiving, I kind of take home my summer stuff and I just have my fall stuff and I bring some of my winter things. And then Christmas time, I bring kind of back my fall things and then just bring back all my winter stuff. And then spring break, if I'm home for spring break, I go back and bring back my winter stuff and bring my spring summery stuff. It will save you so much space in your dorm when you don't have that much clutter and things you're just not using. So please pack seasonally. Bring rain boots, bring an umbrella, and bring a raincoat. Most universities, you just like walk all over the place, so it's really important to have an umbrella. I have two. I have like a really big one, and then I have a travel one that I throw in my bag if it's just lightly raining outside. So it's really important to have one. I highly cannot stress enough that you need an umbrella. Rain boots, an umbrella, raincoat, optional. And then snow boots if it gets snowy, when it gets snowy. I bring like a max of 2 or 3 like hoodies and sweatpants because let's be real, you rewear them all the time. It doesn't matter. You don't need every t-shirt and sweatpants that you've ever owned. However, I think you really need all of your underwear. I would pack every single pair of underwear, maybe leave a couple at home for when you go home, but like, let's be real, you bring your laundry when you go home. So it doesn't matter, but bring all of your underwear because that was my benchmark of like, I need to do laundry, I have no more underwear. Bring like a couple of blazers, a couple of business casual clothing, a couple of formal dress clothing in case you have any events or interviews that you have to go to. And then costumes. I love costumes. I think they're super fun if you go out or Halloween time comes really quickly at the school year. Like have a couple of costumes, costume parties, themed things. They're just super fun. Lastly, in my other sections, just kind of stuff that didn't really fit in anywhere else, bring extra sheets and extra towels. No one likes doing laundry. No one likes it because in dorms, you don't have them readily available. They're generally like down all the way in the basement or in a completely different building. You have to carry all your laundry there. So it's just more helpful if you have an extra pair of sheets, an extra pair of towels, especially when you do laundry and then you're like, oh, I don't want to put it back on my bed. You already have sheets that you can put on your bed. I don't think you need to bring a TV unless you're really like a big TV watcher. I didn't have a TV in my dorm freshman year at all. If I wanted to watch anything, I'd watch it on my computer, which is the great thing about technology now. We can stream everything. Our freshman year dorms were not air conditioned. Definitely bring a fan, even just like a small one that you can put on your desk and have like fan at you when it's hot. I carry around pepper spray just because I have really late classes sometimes and I have to walk back to my house or my dorm or whatnot, and it makes me feel safer. So if you're allowed to carry pepper spray, look into it. A toolkit, because you never know when you're gonna need it, or at least bring a couple of tools. I always had like a screwdriver, a Phillips head, and a flathead, and then I had like a baby little mini hammer, and maybe like a little measuring tape. A stapler and a hole puncher. You don't need like a fancy hole puncher, but just like a 3-ring binder one. I just like to have my own personal in case I was getting organized one day in my dorm. Plastic water bottles just for the convenience of having them if you're running late for something. Duct tape because you never know when you need duct tape. A copy of your insurance card, your health insurance card, a copy of your passport, and a copy of your social security card. I had a copy of all 3. I think it's really handy to have and to put in a very safe place in case you need to go to the health center, in case you need to talk to the study abroad office, in case you go on any sort of trip or you need identification for anything. It's really easy to just make a copy of it and have it with you so you don't lose it while you're at school, but at the same time just like to have it in case. My last little tidbit is to get an Amazon Prime account. I love my Amazon Prime account. I have an Amazon student account, which is like at least half the price of a regular account, and it has saved my life so many times because you get 2-day free shipping. You get like, I think a year trial or 6-month trial where you can get it for free. So definitely sign up for it in the beginning of your freshman year or whatever year you have and get free shipping on your textbooks, anything that you might need and don't have, say, a car to go out and get. It's really easy to just ship it to your mailing place and pick it up on your university campus. I will link it down below in case you guys are interested in looking it up or finding out more information about it. I pay for mine now. That's how much I love it, and I've paid for it for the last 2-3 years. I think that is the very last item on this video. I know it was super long. I really apologize for that. I'm gonna link everything down below as well as an additional list that I thought was kind of extensive and definitely more detailed in terms of things that you're going to need on an everyday basis, like shower, flip-flops, and a caddy, and stuff like that. So I will link all that information down in the bottom bar, as well as the rest of my back to school series as soon as it is up. So I cannot wait to see you guys later, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.